Welcome to the Executive Read, brought to you by India HR Dialogue. We're your go-to source for empowering young professionals and leaders in India's dynamic business world. If you're looking to level up your career and leadership skills, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future deep dives. Today, we're cracking open The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason. It's a classic that's packed with time-tested financial wisdom.
It's amazing how this book, written almost a century ago, still resonates with readers today. It's almost like having a conversation with a wise old mentor, sharing secrets to building wealth and achieving financial freedom.
Exactly. And that's what makes this deep dive so relevant for you. Whether you're planning for your future, trying to manage your finances better, or simply curious about ancient wisdom, this episode is for you. The book tells the story of Arcad, the richest man in Babylon, but he didn't start out that way.
Right. He began as a humble scribe, someone who copied documents for a living. Not exactly a glamorous or high-paying job. But his life took a turn when he was tasked by a wealthy man named Algamish to create clay tablets. While he was doing that, he was simultaneously learning the secrets of wealth from this wealthy man. It was like a masterclass in financial success.
Talk about an incredible opportunity. So Arcad learns from the best, develops this burning desire for gold, and then what? Does he keep all this wisdom to himself?
Not at all. He becomes a mentor, generously sharing his knowledge with others. He outlines 7 cures for a lean purse. These are basically steps to build and maintain wealth. These cures are surprisingly relevant even today, covering everything from saving and budgeting to investing and owning a home.
Let's unpack those cures, starting with the first one. Start thy purse to fattening. This seems pretty straightforward. Save money, right?
Absolutely. Arcad emphasizes the importance of consistently saving at least 1/10 of your earnings. He calls it paying yourself first. Think of it as building a solid foundation for your future wealth.
He even observes that by spending less, his lifestyle didn't suffer. He actually noticed money coming to him more easily, almost as if his disciplined approach was attracting wealth.
Yeah, it's a fascinating observation. When you're intentional about your finances and prioritize saving for melling, you often find that you don't need as much as you thought you did. The resources you have seem to stretch further, and opportunities seem to present themselves.
So it's not about deprivation, but rather about making conscious choices and aligning your spending with your values. Cure number 2 is control thy expenditures. Here comes the dreaded B word, budgeting.
But budgeting doesn't have to be scary. The book doesn't present it as a restriction, but as a powerful tool. It's about prioritizing your needs, your enjoyments, and your worthwhile desires. A budget helps ensure that you have enough for what truly matters.
It's like having a roadmap for your money, helping you reach your financial destinations. Now we've saved some money, we've created a budget. What's next?
Cure number 3 is where things get really interesting. Make thy gold multiply. Arcad teaches his students that savings shouldn't just sit idle. They need to be put to work.
It's like tending a garden. You have to cultivate your savings to make them grow. What does he suggest for making that gold multiply?
He stresses the importance of finding profitable and safe investments. It's about understanding where to put your money so that it generates more money. But he also cautions against get-rich-quick schemes and emphasizes the importance of seeking sound advice.
Okay, this is where cure number 4 comes in. Guard thy treasures from loss. In a world full of tempting investment opportunities, this is crucial.
Absolutely. Arcad advises seeking guidance from those experienced in handling money before making any major investment decisions. It's about protecting your principal, the initial amount you invest, and steering clear of risky ventures that promise unrealistic returns.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket, especially not a basket woven by someone who doesn't know what they're doing. Cure number 5 hits close to home for many. Make of thy dwelling a profitable investment. Is he talking about real estate?
He is. In ancient Babylon, owning your own home wasn't seen as a luxury, but as a wise financial move. It provides a sense of pride and stability and reduces living costs over time.
It's fascinating that he mentions owning a home was more accessible back then, thanks to King Sargon, who expanded the city walls. It shows how even in ancient times, government policies impacted homeownership.
And that brings us to a point where you might be ready to delve deeper into these timeless principles. You can find a link to purchase The Richest Man in Babylon in the show notes. It's definitely an investment worth considering.
Yeah, it's interesting how that concept of homeownership as like a financial asset has persisted through the ages. But let's move on to cure number 6. Ensure a future income. This one really speaks to long-term planning, doesn't it? Absolutely. It's about thinking ahead and ensuring financial stability as you get older.
Yeah.
What kind of strategies does Arcad suggest for that?
Well, he recommends exploring investments and provisions that can provide a steady income stream down the road. It's like planting seeds today that will bear fruit in the future.
So this is where the idea of retirement planning comes in, making sure you're prepared for those golden years.
Exactly. And he even touches on the concept of what we now call life insurance. He talks about a system where people contribute a small amount regularly to create a larger sum for their families in case of their untimely death.
Wow, he was ahead of his time.
Yeah.
It's incredible how he recognized the need for like a safety net for families, a way to protect them from financial hardship if there was an unexpected loss.
Right.
Yeah.
And finally, cure number 7, increase thy ability to earn. This one focuses on personal growth and development.
So it's not just about managing the money you have, it's about increasing your earning potential as well. How does Arcad suggest doing that?
He emphasizes the importance of continuous learning, honing your skills, and seeking opportunities to become better at what you do. The more valuable you are, the more you can potentially earn.
It's like investing in yourself, just as important as investing in your finances. So we've covered Arcad's 7 cures, but The Richest Man in Babylon doesn't just lay out these principles. It brings them to life through captivating stories.
Yes. The book uses parables, stories that teach a moral or a lesson to illustrate these financial concepts in action. It's a brilliant way to make these ideas relatable and memorable for people.
It's like watching a financial drama unfold, seeing the consequences of both wise and unwise decisions. So what are some of the stories from the book that stand out to you?
Well, the tale of Nomasir, Arcad's own son, is a very compelling one. Arcad, wanting to ensure that Nomasir was worthy of inheriting his wealth, gave him a bag of gold and a clay tablet. And this clay tablet had the 5 laws of gold inscribed on it. He challenged Nomasir to prove himself capable of managing and growing this wealth over 10 years.
It's a classic test of responsibility and financial savvy. How did Nomasir fare?
Well, initially he struggled. He fell for get-rich-quick schemes, made some unwise investments, and actually lost a significant portion of his gold. It's a cautionary tale of what can happen when we ignore sound financial principles.
But I'm guessing he didn't stay defeated.
You're right. He learned from his mistakes, remembered the 5 laws of gold that his father had given him, and started applying them diligently. He got a job saved consistently and began investing wisely.
It's a powerful redemption arc. He turned his financial situation around by embracing the very principles his father had taught him.
Exactly. And in the end, he returned to his father with not only the original bag of gold, but 2 additional bags he'd earned through hard work and smart financial decisions.
That's truly inspiring. It shows that it's never too late to turn things around financially if you're willing to commit to those sound principles. Are there any other stories that highlight the power of these principles?
Well, there's the story of Davasir, a former slave who found himself deep in debt. Through sheer determination and a commitment to repaying his debts, he achieved financial freedom and built his own wealth.
His story really emphasizes the importance of taking responsibility for your finances, even when you've made mistakes in the past. It's encouraging.
He followed a 70-20-10 plan, where 70% of his earnings went towards his necessities, 20% towards paying off his debts, and 10% he saved for himself. This simple yet effective approach demonstrates the power of budgeting and setting clear financial goals.
It's a testament to the fact that with dedication and perseverance, anyone can achieve financial stability. Regardless of their starting point, these ancient Babylonian tales are packed with wisdom that transcends time and culture.
Absolutely.
What's striking to me is how relevant these principles are even in modern India. The challenges of managing finances, saving, investing, and planning for the future are universal.
Absolutely. I think it's about recognizing that the basic principles of managing money haven't changed that much over the centuries. The Richest Man in Babylon provides valuable lessons that anyone, regardless of their background or their current financial situation, can learn from and apply to their own lives.
Absolutely. One of the book's recurring themes is this idea of seeking advice from those who are experienced in handling money. It highlights the value of learning from others, especially those who have already achieved financial success.
Right.
In today's world, we have access to a wealth of information about personal finance, but it can be overwhelming to sift through it all. So finding trustworthy sources of guidance is crucial.
Yeah, absolutely. That's where mentors, financial advisors, and even trusted friends and family members who have a solid understanding of financial management can be invaluable. They can offer personalized advice, share their experiences, and help us navigate the complexities of the financial world.
It's like finding our own modern-day wise men of Babylon to guide us on our own unique financial journeys.
Exactly. And as we wrap up this deep dive into the richest man in Babylon, it's important to remember that financial success isn't about luck or overnight riches, you know? It's about cultivating the right mindset, adopting those sound financial habits, and making informed decisions consistently over time.
It's a journey
It is.
that requires patience and discipline and a willingness to learn and adapt.
Absolutely.
But the rewards are definitely worth the effort. Achieving that kind of financial well-being empowers you to live a life of greater freedom and security.
Yeah. And speaking of empowering yourself, if you're ready to delve even deeper into the wisdom of the richest man in Babylon, you can find a link to purchase the book in the show notes. It's a timeless resource that can truly transform your relationship with money.
Absolutely. And as we wrap up, let's distill the key takeaways from this deep dive into 3 actionable steps that our listeners can take today. What would you say is the first one?
Well, first, make saving a non-negotiable part of your routine. Commit to setting aside at least 10% of your earnings, no matter how small the amount may seem initially. Remember Arcad's first law of gold? Gold cometh gladly, and increasing quantity to any man who will put by not less than 1/10 of his earnings to create an estate for his future and that of his family.
It's about making saving a non-negotiable part of your financial routine. Pay yourself first before you pay anyone else. What's the second step?
Second, create a budget that aligns with your values and goals. Now, don't view it as a restriction, but rather as a roadmap to financial freedom. By tracking your income and your expenses, you can identify areas where you can save and ensure that you're allocating resources to the things that truly matter.
It's about being intentional with your money
Yeah.
and making choices that support your long-term well-being.
Absolutely.
Okay, we're saving, we're budgeting. What's that final piece of the puzzle?
Finally, don't be afraid to seek guidance from those who have expertise in financial matters. Find your own wise men, whether that's a financial advisor, a mentor, or a trusted friend who can provide personalized advice and support as you go.
It's like having a compass to navigate the sometimes turbulent waters of personal finance.
Absolutely.
So there you have it. 3 powerful steps inspired by the timeless wisdom of the richest man in Babylon that can set you on the path to financial success.
Absolutely.
We hope this deep dive has been insightful and empowering. If you're ready to explore further, don't forget to grab a copy of The Richest Man in Babylon using the link in the show notes. And as always, remember to subscribe to The Executive Read for more insightful explorations of topics relevant to young professionals and leaders in India. Until next time, may your financial journeys be filled with wisdom, prosperity, and abundance.
Thanks for listening.